Welcome to 302 Sports Weekly. I'm Benny Pinella. With me, as always, is my co-host, Pat Garianis. Pat, got a great show.
It's going to be a fantastic show. A lot of movement going up and down these top tens in every sport. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yes, we are going to have your rankings for volleyball, soccer, field hockey, football, and what's gone down this past week. We also have your chance to win some Blue Hens tickets.
Yeah, against James Madison.
Yeah, game coming up the 23rd. That is next Saturday. We'll have a trivia question for you. That'll be up on Twitter tomorrow. But first, we want to thank Gary and Nick from Hooters for allowing us to have their show here weekly. Come out to Hooters, support the show. Of course, we're located in Newark, located at 136, the Astro Shopping Center. Support them, enjoy some of their delicious wings, and of course, be a part of this great crowd. Always a great crowd that hangs out here.
It's a fantastic crowd, and of course, we're live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here in the Hooters. And if you have any highlights, scores, stats, or any other information you would like to see on this show, contact us 302sports@gmail.com. Go to the website at 302sports.com and follow us on social media or Facebook at 302sports.com, along on Twitter at 302sports.com. We will have the poll question that will be up on the Twitter, so keep an eye on that and give a vote or two. On Instagram and Snapchat at sports_302. Contact us or just come down to the show once again here at Hooters in the Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware.
It's always a fun time here. But first, but next, I should say, we are joined by Jason Winchell. Jason, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Benny. How about you?
I'm doing very well. And Benny Mitchell as well. Benny, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, no problem. Great to be here.
So let's dive right into things in field hockey Division II. Looking at our rankings right now, no changes at the top. As a matter of fact, 1 to 4, still same as last week. Del Mar, Tower Hill, Caravel, Friends, all staying pat. But some changes in the middle of the pack, Pat.
Yeah, you can see it there. I mean, on the screen, no one jumped into the top 10, but there was a little bit of a jumbling going on there. Only 3 teams moved, as Ursuline jumped up 2 spots while Milford dropped a spot after a tie with Dover and Archmere. What do you think? What do you see there, Jason, Benny, as far as why there was some movement?
Yeah, Ursuline had a good week last week. They beat St. Andrews and were able to get up a couple spots. Archmere had a tough loss to Concord to start the year, and a win over DMA 1-0. Not one of their best efforts, so they dropped a couple spots. And Milford had to tie with Dover, which is a good tie because Dover beat Cape Penlopen and ended that 8-year winning streak.
I think you also put in Division II is where the field hockey is going to be played this year. Yeah. I don't think the split helped Division II. I think it helped Division I. Yeah. But because it's going to be log jammed in here in Division II.
There's a lot of teams that can do anything. Looking at some of the scores, Caravel beating Apo 3-1. Conrad and Charter playing to a tie, as well as Milford and Dover playing to a tie. So some key matchups we have coming up, Pat. Caravel takes on St. Mark's, the number 3 team against my Spartans. We also have the number 7 team against the number 4 team, Archmere versus Friends. 4 versus 7 has a chance to take things up, Jason.
Yeah, it does, and Friends had a good matchup yesterday. It's not reflected in our rankings, but they beat Ursuline 3-0 yesterday, and then they get a shot at Archmere next week. Archmere, in the meantime, has to play number 1 Padua, a Division I team, tomorrow, so not an easy week for Archmere.
I got to ask you, if Archmere loses, do they face the real possibility of falling out of the top 10?
Yeah, there's a couple strong teams sitting outside the top 10, like Redline and Brandywine, right there. So a couple losses this week for Archmere could put them in the risk of falling out.
So now we move on to Division I. Padua, Concord,
a lot of shakeups.
Sussex Tech. This is where all the shakeups were. As a matter of fact, 3 teams falling outside of the top 10. And we're finding some new teams there as well. St. George's Tech no longer there. Smyrna, William Penn falling out. Middletown, Dover, Apo stepping up to go 10, 8, 9, 8. Pat, there's all kinds of craziness here.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of movement in the top 10. All 10 spots changed in the crazy week. And big-time upset, Dover beating Cape for their first regular season loss since 2008. And, Benny, I know you're a downstate guy. That's kind of a big deal.
Oh, yeah, actually, I'm
And Jason, talk about some other shakeups that happened. Of course, Padua going from 2, Concord going from 5 to 2. What was the reasons for that?
Concord had a big week. They beat 3 ranked teams this week and shut them all out. Wow. They didn't give up a goal all week, so that's why they jumped a couple spots. Or like Benny said, are they really a top 2 team? It's hard to tell. Early in the season, they proved it. But like he said, Cape Henlopen, they'll be back. Padua, they beat St. George. They've only played one match, and they crushed St. George's Tech. So will they be the top team at the end? It'll be hard to say, but Padua won 15-0 in the regular season last year.
The past 3 times they played them. Delmar's your defending state champion. They haven't beat Cape. Cape beat them 2 times the year before and last year. So Cape just needs to go out and Cape. That's all.
Well, that does it for field hockey here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, soccer, Division II. It's around the corner on 302 Sports Weekly.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. I, of course, am Benny Pennell alongside Pat Gary, and he's having a great time here, Pat.
A fantastic time, Ben. We already through field hockey, moving on to soccer. Keep the thing rolling, baby. Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling, baby. As we get into Division II soccer, not a lot of changes at the top. A team moving up from 3, but the big jump happened with DMA 7-3. Yeah. That's some big stuff there, Pat.
It's some big stuff. I mean, they've had a really good start to the season, and to move up that much this early, they've been doing some impressive stuff.
As you can see, Tatnall bumped out Stanford, now the number 10 team. So, Jason, all these changes, what's kind of the cause for them with wins and losses?
Yeah, Tatnall, unfortunately, is in a tough independent conference and lost a couple matches to Stanford, St. Andrews, and Tower Hill. So that caused them to drop out. Unfortunately, I think they'll be back in there because the schedule starts to get a little easier after that. DMA made the big jump. They shut out Archmere the other day, and they've been impressive in their matches so far. So they've looked like they're at the top level. Can they compete with Tower Hill, Caravel, and Indian River? Indian River dropped because they lost to Cape Henlopen. Not a bad loss, but they lost 5-1 to Cape Henlopen, and that's not like them. They have beat Cape the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about Indian River and St. Mark's both dropping 3 spots after losses. Indian River's a team that's really they've made runs in the past couple of years, especially. I would keep an eye out on them. Am I right about that?
In the past, they've been able to play with Cesar Rodney and Cape Henlopen and Sussex Tech. I mean, the year they won the state title, I think they beat 2 or 3 or all 3 of them. So they're a team that can play with those Northern Division teams.
Some big scores from this past week. DMA crushing Archmere 3-1, and Newark Charter tying with Friends. Nothing.
0-0, Ben. Get the soccer terminology right, yes.
Our key matchups this upcoming week, we have number 6 St. George's Tech against the number 1 team, Tower Hill. It's a road game for St. George's Tech. What do they need to do to win?
Yeah, Tower Hill has not given up a goal so far this year. They won by a couple shutouts. They got the best goalkeeper, I think, in the state, in Bo Anderson.
Yeah.
He was the reason they won the state championship last year. He was incredible in goal. He's had a good start this year. St. George's Tech needs to get pressure, needs to get shots on goal, needs to force Tower Hill to play some defense in that game if they want any chance to win it.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. That, of course, going down this Friday at 7 o'clock. Now we move to Division I, Salesianum and Pat at number 1. As a matter of fact, they had a pretty good trip to North Carolina. We'll talk about that later. Of course, 2, 3, 4, 5, all remaining the same. 6 jumping up from 7. We do have a couple of unranked teams. Polytech, Sussex Central, they're out. In comes William Penn and Smyrna. Jason, the changes.
Yeah,
There's a cause for it.
well, Smyrna beat one of those teams, so it leapfrogged them in there in a really close game. Polytech has struggled. They were supposed to be good team. They've fallen. It seems like that Apo loss that we said a couple weeks ago, it kind of snowballed them. And they've lost a couple since then. But I think they had the talent to be back in the top 10. They just need to get their ship fixed.
Yeah, hey, a couple down south teams, Benny, looking to make some noise in here. Sussex Tech popping up from 10 to 7, and then Smyrna crashing the party, jumping in top 10. It's good to see some down south.
When you talk about the Henlopen North, Cesar Rodney, Cape, Sussex Tech are always the top team. Cesar Rodney under Derek Gravatt there again. You know, the perennial finalists just have not been able to punch it through, both in boys and girls soccer. But what about Smyrna athletics in general?
Yes.
You know, 2-time football state champs, wrestling. Ran 4 in a row. And then basketball wins the state title last year. Now the soccer team's in the top 10.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Again, everything down in that MOC area has really been developing.
It's growing, yeah.
Smyrna, yeah. We talked about Salesianum having that good North Carolina trip. It did their Caravel game 7-0, Jason. Is there any team that Salesianum?
I don't know. I don't think so. I would say maybe
number 1 Salesianum against number 5 Wilmington Charter. That a Friday game. And Indian River versus Cesar Rodney. That's an intriguing game, Pat.
Yeah, the down south teams once again, that Henlopen North.
Right.
That's good soccer down there.
Yes,
They play good soccer down there.
Interesting stuff for soccer. Of course, now we're moving on to volleyball. We'll get to that after the break here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short.
Hooters, have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly, live here from Hooters in Newark, 136 Astro Shopping Center. Come on out and hang out with us. It's always a fun time. Now it's time to get into volleyball, Pat. Something that we're really excited because there was some shakeups in the top 10. Caravel Friends, they're out. DMA Red Lion, they're in. Conrad goes up from 10 to 8. Of course, 1 stays the same. Ursuline having a very strong week, Jason.
Yeah, they're a really strong team. A successful week. They haven't lost a set all year yet. Their schedule gets tough. They have Archburg coming up and St. Mark, so it's not an easy schedule coming up for them, but they got off to a good start so far.
Now, Jason, one thing I want to talk about was what we had live streamed on 302 Sports, that Wilmington Charter Archmere matchup. There was a lot of great plays coming from that game. Can you talk about what the atmosphere was like inside Wilmington Charter?
Yeah, Charter upsets number 2 Archmere, and then exciting atmosphere game. Maddie Matheny was awesome. 31 kills in that game. 31.
I think you might see her later on in the program in a couple highlights. Not sure, not spoiling anything, but
that's a good win. And then not in there, but yesterday Wilmington Charter followed it up with a 3-0 shutout of DMA.
Yeah, a lot of impressive stuff going around. Benny, rolling down some of the scores. Red Lion beating Newark Charter 3-1. Padua shutting down Friends 3-0, and Tatnall beating Newark Charter 3-0. Kind of going through some of those games. What's kind of impressive to you?
Yeah, first of all, volleyball's always been an upstate sport. You know, for Henley, it's fairly new in the Henley Conference. We're maybe talking 10 years. We've been having volleyball downstate, but a team I think is in the conversation. I don't know if they belong in the rankings. Delmarva Christian.
Okay.
Delmarva Christian, 5-0. Little Christian school down in Georgetown, 5-0, and they just beat Caravel 3-2.
That's a sleeper team.
Maybe a sleeper team.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten through the toughest part of their schedule. They could roll 15-0 and definitely be in the state tournament.
Wow, that would definitely have to be a team that we'd have to keep an eye on and possibly put them in the rankings at some point. We'll get to that later. Right now, some key matchups we're looking at. Number 3 Padua takes on number 5 Wilmington Charter on a Friday night game. That's an interesting game, Jason.
Yeah, a Friday night going up against football, but it's well worth it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good price of admission to watch those two. I said Maddie Matheny had 31 kills. Emily Jerome's been impressive last week into this week, so I look for the gym floor to take a beating that night.
I think another key matchup to look for. The volleyball's going to be good. Yes, it's a top 10 matchup, but the atmosphere of these two schools is electric and one of the best in the state. That's a Tuesday night matchup, 5 o'clock, DMA at Conrad. Every time these two teams play a sport against each other, the gym is loud, the atmosphere is electric. If you get a chance to check that out and you're a volleyball fan, check that one out. I think that's going to be a good one.
And of course, my Spartans, who sit at number 4, they take on the number 6 team, Archmere, and then Tower Hill and Tatnall. This is a really interesting stretch for volleyball. A lot of tough games for these teams.
Yeah, and St. Mark's is coming off of a loss last night to Padua, 3-0. So they're going to be looking for revenge kind of against Archmere, try and get back in the win column. Really good team. And like you said, Tatnall, Tower Hill, that's an interesting independent conference matchup to start the year. Tatnall has been red hot. So has Tower Hill. Tower Hill, I think, has the potential to be the state champion this year. So watch out for that one.
Well, in order to be state champion, they need to find a way to score on Ursuline. That is yet to happen all season long. Matheny versus Jerome. That's an interesting, if we're talking about big fights, that's going to be an interesting fight for Wilmington Charter when they face Padua this Friday. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come back with football and what's happened in Division 1, and recap our game of the week, spotlight game of the week last week between William Penn and Middletown. That's on the way next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 homebuyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time homebuyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley, cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroup.re.com.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. It's time, Pat.
It's time.
It's time to talk some football. Really quickly, you're going to recap William Penn versus Middletown.
Yeah, so we had the 302 Spotlight Game of the Week for Week 2, Middletown versus William Penn. Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. Early in this one, Middletown trying to punch it inside the 5-yard line. Kedrick Whitehead given the driving effort, but losing the ball. Fumble on the play. The Colonials recover deep in their own territory. Very first play after the fumble, senior Cameron Williams stones the Penn back in the end zone for the ever-popular safety, Ben. We start this one 2-0, Cavs on top. Not often do you see that kind of score. Later in the opening quarter, the Cavaliers are faced with a 4th and goal when Drew Fry extends the play and connects with Nick Johnston for the first touchdown of the game. 9-0 Middletown after the first quarter. We saw Johnston a lot last week, had a big game against Smyrna. So he just keeps continuing to play. As the first quarter winds down, Fry and the Cavs driving inside Colonials territory, and just watch the ball placement by Fry. Wow. Are you kidding me?
Unreal.
Absolute dime to Larry Griffin for the 42-yard score. 16-0, Cavs on top after one, and I think you just might see that play later on. Of course, later in the game, right before half, actually, untimed down, you see Fry going long here. 49-yard touchdown right before the half to give them the lead, 22-0 at halftime. Then we move right along. Late in the third quarter, it's Kedrick Whitehead. He's going to seal the deal with a big-time man's-like run. Just ignores the would-be tacklers, scampers 68 yards to the touchdown, turns on the burners, and brings us to the final, 29-0. Once again, you just might see that play a little bit later. Of course, the totals, we're just going to look at it. Drew Fry, 11-27, 227 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the day as he continues to put together an all-state campaign. And Kedrick Whitehead finishes with another impressive game, 17 carries, 190 yards, and a touchdown, and it includes that 68-yard touchdown you saw. So impressive and dominating performance from the Cavaliers on Saturday afternoon, Ben.
Colonials' defense didn't look too bad either, holding the Cavaliers to 29 points. Yeah, take away the safety, you're looking at 27. Good things all around. Middletown, though, has those big plays. Teams are going to have to figure out how to stop them.
You're not kidding, Ben. I mean, this team is a high-powered offense, and they're getting the job done defensively as well. I mean, they're the complete package, and we're going to have to see if someone can step to them.
We got a long season to go, but right now we have to look at the rankings as they sit. No changes in the top 5, but it's that bottom half, Pat. 2 unranked teams slipping in. Hodson, Appoquinimink, Sussex Tech getting bumped out. St. George's, they were ranked 6th to start the season. They're already out of the rankings. And, of course, we have Cape Henlopen dropping from 6 to 8, Concord moving up from 8 to 7, and Cesar Rodney going from 7 to 6. And, of course, looking at the scores from this past week, Salesiana beating Sussex Tech 36 to 10. Franklin, Maryland beating Smyrna 38 to 28.
That was a down south Henlopen.
That's the game we covered. That was our game of the week down south. And
oh, wow.
Let me tell you something. That was a special team. That Franklin team was a special team. They played man-free the entire game.
That's hard to do.
And just matched up athlete on athlete with Smyrna, and they bottled up Will Knight as much as they could. And they were just, they were the 3A runner-up last year, losing 14-12 to Damascus.
Wow.
Yeah, that's an impressive program.
Bottom line, when you bottle up Will Knight, that's a very impressive feat to do. And, of course, Sussex Central beating Queens and Maryland by a score of 28 to 17. All right, top 10 movement. There was a lot of it. Jason, why?
Yeah, it was mostly, like we said, bottom half. We saw St. George's Tech struggle again, and they lost to Cesar Rodney. We'll find out. Cesar Rodney has William Penn this week. We'll find out if they're for real. They've had 2 one-point wins to start the year.
Both on the last play of the game.
Yeah, both on the last play of the game. So, incredible start for Cesar Rodney so far this year.
Yeah. So, Benny, can you talk a little bit about Cesar Rodney? I mean, you see them a lot down there. They're having an impressive start to the season, and they're winning close games.
Coach Candeloro, they had 2 losing seasons, which is very uncharacteristic for a Cesar Rodney football team. And I got a little bit of insight with my son working at Cesar Rodney, and there's some excitement there. And I think that's what makes Cesar Rodney dangerous this week. I don't know that they're the better team, but when you're going from 1-9 and 2-8, and now you're 2-0, and you have William Penn coming in, and there's that air of excitement in Camden right now, and I think they're ready to play football. We're going to find out, are they for real? We're going to find out Friday night.
Yes, we will, as they take on William Penn. But really quick, I want to ask you, Jason, Appo comes into the top 10. They're 9 now. Every season, it kind of seems like they're just trying to take that next step, and they never quite do. They always finish 4-6, 5-5, 6-4, something like 500. But do they have what it takes now to stick in the top 10?
It's going to be tough playing in that Flight A conference.
Yeah.
They still got to play Middletown. They still got to play William Penn. They still got to play Concord. So it's not going to be easy. Can they take the jump? They're going to have to beat one of those 3 teams, maybe 2 of those 3 teams, to take that next jump up. Good win, but they still need a lot of work to do.
Yeah, Ben, I saw them firsthand on the sidelines. They played us, Delcastle, this week. They have some athletes. They got an impressive quarterback and a pretty stout defense. They have the chance to really pull off some upsets. Coach Timpson's got those guys in a good position and get some games. It's just like Jason said, it's a tough schedule, and we'll see if they can gut a couple out.
Talking about the schedule, before we get to that, Benny, I have a question for you. William Penn, 0-2, but they've played some very impressive teams, some very tough teams so far. Sussex Central 2-0. They leapfrog William Penn. Is Sussex Central's wins that much more impressive than the competition William Penn's played?
I don't think so. They beat Hodgson, and I don't think Hodgson was as bad as Sussex Central made them look bad. They grind that wing T.
Yes,
they play excellent defense, and every year Sussex Central, a new cast of characters on offense, but they play such strong defense that keeps them in the early part of the season. Queen Anne's is one of the top programs out of the Bayside Conference. They go into Centerville and handle them 28-7.
Mm-hmm.
So the offense is gaining momentum. And the thing you're going to see about a John Wells football team is you're going to see them get a little better each week. It's tradition. He's been there forever.
We'll see what happens.
That wing T is, I'm telling you, it's an X factor. We ran that in high school at St. Elizabeth, and there's just so many different options that come from that offense, and so many different wrinkles you can throw in.
Sometimes it can be your defense. You keep the other team's offense off the field.
Yeah.
Well, Sussex Central on Friday night will face number 3 Caraval. That's an interesting matchup, Benny.
Absolutely. It's kind of, I call it a free game for Caraval. They have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. They're getting at least a point. Sussex Central's probably going to win 7 games. That's 2 points heading into the Division II state tournament. For Central, a loss, nothing. So, playing these Division II teams, playing high caliber Division II teams is a risk.
Jason, number 2 Sally's going on the road to play Father Judge in PA, 7 o'clock Saturday night. Always a tough out-of-state opponent, Father Judge. They've had a couple good battles the last couple of years. What do the Sal's got to do to continue their momentum?
Yeah, Sally's was able to beat them last year 16-13 at home after losing at Father Judge the year before when they went 9-1 in the regular season. Right. Sally's. So it is a tough place to play. Sally's needs to be balanced. Like we said, we saw them balance against Concord. We saw them balance against Sussex Tech. They need to be able to run and throw the ball effectively to beat a good Father Judge team on the road.
They have a history there, but Smyrna, they welcome home some competition from the Garden State, where I spent 4 years for college. The 2-0 Blue Knights of Irvington, they've only allowed 1 touchdown all season long. Can the Blue Knights control Will Knight, Benny?
I can tell you right now, Smyrna can go 0-3 to start this season and still be the number 3 ranked team in the state.
Yeah.
They have maybe the toughest non-conference schedule because in week 9 they have Salesianum. So you throw in Middletown, number 1 team in the state. Franklin was special. Irvington looked special, and Salesianum. I tell you what, if they watch game film of last week, if they can match up athlete for athlete like Franklin did, that can be done. But like I said, they played a man free, and they also spied Will Knight all night long with the middle linebacker.
It's a smart game plan. And look, hey, New Jersey football, it's a different animal.
Yes.
It'll be interesting to see when they come into Smyrna and see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
All these states, Maryland, PA, just different games you're playing there.
And it's nice to see these taking on these opponents. Like we did Franklin and Smyrna, and I think with 24 hours after the game we had 1,700 views. Yeah. So a lot of people getting to see our people. There was a lot of people in Baltimore County tuning in and watching some a talented Will Knight.
Yeah, the exposure is so crucial because Delaware has always kind of been that little brother to Pennsylvania and to Maryland. To see the exposure come out and have our teams compete with these out-of-state teams, it's only good for Delaware and the 302 as we like.
last question for Division One. We have matchups of number 5 versus 6, number 3 versus 4. Which of the games has more of an upset feel to it?
I think definitely Caravel, Sussex Central. I think Sussex Central, like Benny says, they need that win because if they lose, it's 0 points because they're playing a Division II school. Caravel, they're going in there with, like we say, house money.
Yep.
They're going to go in there. They're going to go on the road and try and steal a win down at Sussex Central. I think that has the potential to be an upset.
We talk about Caravel. They've had a hot week as we move on to Division II, looking at the rankings. Moving up from 4 to 3. No changes in the top 2. But a big change for DMA, leaping from 6 to 4. Archmere coming up from 7 to 5. And 2 non-ranked teams, DuPont and Brandywine, slipping in there. Howard, Indian River, they bump out. Of course, some scores from the past week. Caravel crushing St. Mark's 40-7. Hurt me.
Sorry, Ben. It's okay, buddy.
It was not a fun night. DMA slipping by Milford 24-23. Archmere beating Conrad 21-7. And Woodbridge over Dover 49-20. And of course, Friends beating our Academy of New Church from PA 42-0. Oh, it hurts to see that Spartan score.
Hey, look, Caravel's a good football program. I mean, Jason, you can speak to it, and look, losing that bad is not, a great thing, but Caravel's a good team, man. St. Mark's will be able to bounce back. Benny, I want to talk about this DMA Milford game. How serious, how good of a quality win is that for the Seahawks beating the Milford team?
Well, we were getting some text messages in the booth Friday night, and my partner Sean Brennan, he's a Milford guy, Milford teacher, so we were getting updates all night long. And Milford goes down. Looks like they seal the game with 40 seconds left of the field goal. I don't know if it was an onside kick or a missed kick, but DMA gets possession in midfield with 40 seconds to play.
Unreal.
They go down and set up their own field goal and win. I mean, how many times you don't see a lot of field goals winning high school football games in Delaware, much less 2 in 40 seconds. But I think that for Milford, I can tell you about Milford, they got 2 great running backs in Bowman and Price, but they have to reestablish the line. They lost their line. They lost their quarterback. They lost their receivers. They're playing on 2 guys right now, and if they're going to contend, they can't lose games with 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
I will say, give some love to kickers.
Yes.
Kickers in Delaware.
Yeah, that's right.
They're coming. They're rising up. So, Jason, a lot of move-ups, and a lot of shake-ups in the top 10. Kind of explain some reasonings for that for 302.
Yeah, and we see Brandywine in there this week. They're 2-0. We'll find out because they have to play Glasgow. That's their first real test. But they have some nice wins over Laurel and Christiana. 2 very dominant games for Brandywine. Same thing with AI DuPont. AI DuPont beat 2 Division I teams, so that will help them come tournament time. We'll see if they're for real in the Flight B. So that's why those 2 teams jumped in, and I think they're both deserving of the top 10 right now, but we'll find out.
One team that surprised me on here is the Brandywine Bulldogs. Okay, look, they start off 2-0 for the first time since 2013. In that season, they finished 5-5. Do the Bulldogs have what it takes to keep this up after several frustrating seasons? I mean, Jason, last time they finished with a winning record was 6-4, and that was back in 2007.
We were
in
middle
school.
Oh, you were in middle school?
Middle school in 2007.
Wow.
What do the Bulldogs got to do to keep this up?
Well, the Bulldogs, like I said, they've played their easy part of their Flight B schedule. It gets harder. They got Glasgow. They're going to have Howard. If they can sneak out a win there at either of those 2 teams, I see them going 6-4 maybe this year, or 7-3. But it's going to be tough. They're going to have to win those conference games.
Yeah, I agree.
So looking at the key matchups, my Spartans got to get it back together. They have Indian River, 7 p.m. on Friday night. Tatnall versus Archmere, 12 p.m. on Saturday. But the big game of the week, it's our 302 Spotlight Game of the Week, Woodbridge and Friends. That one going down 2 p.m. on Saturday. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Really quickly, look at our live stream. Along with our Spotlight Game of the Week, we have a field hockey game for you. Number 1 Padua versus number 7 Archmere on the road. That'll be a 3:45 start tomorrow. You can see that on 302 Sports, of course, our YouTube and our website, 302sports.com. When we come back from the break, we're going to talk about that game of the week for football.
Can't wait to talk about this one.
It's up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
hate your home? Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly, live from Hooters in Newark, 136 Astor Shopping Center. It's time, Pat.
That is time.
It is time. You heard the interviews, which means it's time for our 302 Sports Spotlight Game of the Week. Woodbridge Friends, 1 versus 2. We have been blessed with some amazing matchups to start the year
It's
off.
unreal. I mean, we had number 1 versus 2 in Division 1, Week 1. Now we get 1 versus 2 in Division 2 in Week 3, and a little upstate-downstate rivalry. That's always a big thing. Telling
Benny,
you.
you coming from upstate, you were telling us off air, or downstate.
It was a nice trip. I came over the bridge and realized that you guys have stuff up here. It's really it's really interesting. All we have is a beach and corn, right? So but it's gonna be a fun game, and it's this I wouldn't call this a rivalry as much as I call it a nice series. They've been playing for like the last 6-7 years, and it's just a nice Division II series to get rolling between the two teams.
Could blossom into a rivalry, but really quick, we do have to mention we have a Twitter poll question up for you. We'll get the stats for that in a little bit. Right now, Jason, you have the history of the matchup. Kind of talk about Woodbridge versus Friends.
It's pretty much even, 4-4 since the last, like Benny said, it's about 6 or 7 years
2008,
long.
right? Yeah.
Woodbridge has got the last 2, including that 14-9 state championship win last year. It seems like when Friends wins, it's real close games. Woodbridge has the 2 bigger margins of wins, including that 35-7 win in the regular season last year. But like we said, Friends came back in the state championship game, made that one really close, 14-9. Now Woodbridge has to come on the road and play a Friends in a tough environment. It's going to be a good Saturday afternoon contest.
Jason mentioned that it seems like whenever Woodbridge wins, it's a blowout, but when Friends wins, it's close. Benny, what kind of matchup are we going to see this time around?
The biggest thing for Woodbridge is they lose that front 4 with Vessels and Styles and Rayford, Blaze Rayford. But they have a lot of skilled players. And I think, Coach Tattersall said it in his interview, they might be a better team this year. Woodbridge has not been a passing team. Last year they averaged 71 passing yards a game. This year they're averaging 150 passing yards a game. So, Coach Manlove is allowing Troy Haynes to throw the ball a little bit more. And I see Troy Haynes, as he's grown up under Coach Manlove, a lot like Nolan Henderson grew up under Coach Judy.
Okay.
And, you got to see more and more of Nolan throwing the ball, and now you're starting to see it with Troy Haynes. And, he's a left-hander, and he's a dual threat. And then you got kids like Jamon Kane you can hand off to, Jaquan Massey, Richard Massey, T.J. Kane, and you got a couple big receivers in, and you're going to hear this name forever in Bridgeville, Gabe Westcott. The Westcott lineage coming through there, and there's one more coming, by the way. And Michael Brewer has been the big guy this year. And I found out yesterday in the interview that Michael Brewer was in my wife's first grade class at Rehoboth Elementary. So in Sussex County, we know everybody, and everybody knows everybody, right? But he is having a really come out season. He's caught 5 touchdown passes this year. He's run for 2 touchdowns, and he's just having a great season, and it's like a breakout season. His first big catch last year was the Laurel game. Let me tell you something, and he says it in the interview. They don't play well on Saturdays. They escaped from Laurel last year 9-7.
And Jason, we've heard about Woodbridge Friends. Coach Tattersall, Delaware legend as far as coaching is concerned. You talked about the scores. Their style of football, ground and pound, and play good defense. What do you see right here from the Quakers?
Yes, and you're exactly right. They employ the 3-headed monster back there in the backfield, and then they also got the transfer quarterback from Caravel, Wyatt Nelson, who adds the dimension of the pass game in their offense, and I think that could be a key. If they can get the running game going, they can mix in the play-action pass. and that could be a tough thing for the Woodbridge defense, which is really good, the Woodbridge defense. So I think that element, if they can get that ground game going and then throw in the play-action passes, I think they have a shot.
You mentioned Wyatt Nelson. This is his big test against Woodbridge. What does he need to pass, both literally and figuratively?
Yeah, like I said, I think when he needs to be successful, he needs to get that ground game going first, and then he needs the line to protect for him, and then he needs to make that big throw in the key moment in this game because we think it's going to be a real close game. He needs to come through in the fourth quarter and deliver for that Quakers team.
All right, I think we're ready to do keys for the game. Benny, your keys for Woodbridge. What do they need to do?
First of all, Woodbridge has to play mistake-free football. They've won big the past 2 weeks over Cambridge, a tough team out of Bayside Conference and Dover, but they've made their mistakes along the way, and they've been doing that for a couple years now. Woodbridge always goes into the half, hanging on by a thread, like they're going to hang in this game, and then like midway through the third quarter, they'll pull away. They have a big line, an inexperienced line. So this line has got to start gelling. I think they're going to be a little bigger than Wilmington Friends. I think they have to wear them down. I think the line's going to come out, play good football, mistake-free, wear them down. And then I think, just let the Woodbridge athletes be athletes. They run a little bit. They run some wing T2. They run some shotgun. But they have a bevy of talent to put the ball. 8 different people have touched the ball this year for Woodbridge, and they're 2-0.
Jason, a lot of different weapons Woodbridge has. What do the Quakers have to do as far as keys to the game to come out on top in this one?
Well, like Benny, I think the Quakers need to win the battle in the trenches. They need to control the line, and that's going to be tough to do. But if they can get their ground game going and give Nelson time to throw the ball, and they have to get pressure on Haynes. If Haynes has all day back there, who will pick you apart like he did last year in the state championship game. So I think the Friends need to win that battle in the trenches.
I think a key player in this game for Woodbridge is going to be Brock Keeler, the linebacker. He's a third-year starter. Behind that front four, he never had to blitz much. You're going to probably see Brock Keeler coming off and playing and getting after the quarterback.
It's going to be an interesting one. Someone's O has got to go. Remember that one from McGregor?
Oh, boy. Yeah, someone's O's got to go. Yeah.
Who has the edge? That's why we have you, the fans. We have a Twitter poll question right now, @302sports. You can vote there. For now, though, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our Delaware sports flavor.
That's it, baby. Can't wait.
On 302 Sports Weekly.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So, for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. The Hadley Group is your local real estate.
Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com. In 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 homebuyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time homebuyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Middletown opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image, you envision, we create.
University. Big rematch of last year's state
Unique
championship
Image
game.
opened for
You
business
guys
in
are
Wilmington,
2-0.
Delaware in
Middleton Friends is
1979 with
2-0.
one.
Both have lost substantial members of your teams from last year. What are your thoughts headed into Saturday's game?
Well, we're just excited, to get to play. We've been playing each other for 8 years now, so it's been a rivalry for a long time. It's been a little more important here, especially this last season. So, we're just anxious to get back out there, and I'm sure they are too. We got a lot of young kids out there trying to earn their way. So we're excited. It should be a good game. We made a lot of mistakes in our first 2 games, but we can still make plays. That's a good thing, and they can do the same. So we just got to get out there and shake it out and see who comes out on top.
Heart and soul, your team last year, obviously all season, was the front defensive 4, and they're all gone. And you have a Wilmington Friends team coming in that's scoring 42 points a game. Any thoughts on that matchup?
Well, we just got to, do the best we can and, try to get better in those positions. We have a lot of young kids in there now. We've been rotating a lot of kids, and, that doesn't worry me so much. We just got to get after it. You only have to win by 1. So if we have to win at 56-55, I'll be okay with that.
The defending champs, you're the hunted, and you're playing a team you beat twice last year, and their only 2 losses. Any nerves going into this game, having to defend, not right the title right now, but having to defend beating them twice last year?
Yeah, it's going to be very competitive. I'm not too nervous. I'm a little hyped up for the game. It's going to be a great atmosphere there. So, it's just going to be a very competitive game, the whole game, all 4 quarters.
You're the defending state champs, and you're taking on the team you beat. Talk about any nerves heading into Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, a lot of nerves because most of our Saturday games we have didn't come out too strong. And just like you said last year against Laurel, that was a pretty intense game. And I know that Wilmington and Friends isn't going to let us come in and take it.
Big rematch
of upcoming game this week with defending champion Woodbridge. What are you guys doing to prepare, and how important is this game for your team?
Well, we prepare the same for every week. Now, we know a good bit about them. They know a good bit about us. We've been playing for the last 6 years. This will be the 7th year, I guess. And so at this stage of the season, you got to prepare the same. It's not the end of the season. Whether you win or lose, you can't put too much emphasis on one game. It's obviously important in terms of where we are, but mostly it's a measuring stick. They're very good. They're as good as they were last year. Maybe in some areas they're actually a better all-around team this year than they were last year.
You guys are playing defending 2 champions this Saturday, 2 o'clock. It's our spotlight game of the week. How do you guys prepare for the defending champs, and how important is this game to you guys?
Well, this game obviously is going to be a big one. We're playing the #1 team in the state, so we're going to have to step it up from the past 2 weeks. We're going to have to get better each week. That's what our coach always has to say to us. But at the same time, it is just another game, and it's still early in the season. So if we do happen to not win this game, it's not the end of the world. We can't get too down on ourselves. And at the same time, even if we win this game, so we have to stay focused.
We'll take every game. Every week, 1 week at a time. So this game is the most important game of this week, but we definitely have a little bit in us for this game, a little bit extra because of the both of our losses last year. This is kind of like our undecided rivalry, really. I think everybody's really excited for this game, and I think that with this game, there's going to be a little bit more fire than.
You guys have the upcoming game this week.
To 302 Sports Weekly. I'm Benny Pennell alongside Pat Gariani. Really quick before we get into our Delaware flavor of sports, looking at the colleges and stuff.
Yes.
We have our very own Nick Alessandrini with your Twitter poll update.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Nick Alessandrini here for 302 Sports. This week, our spotlight game of the week is between Woodbridge and Friends. The fans voted Middletown the past 2 weeks have been right both times. Let's see if they can keep up here. And it looks like we've got Woodbridge 69%, Friends 31%.
Wow.
So fans going with Woodbridge. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you very much, Nick.
Hey, Benny, a little down south love for you there.
Yeah, obviously they're on Twitter, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Everyone's on Twitter.
Yeah, yes. We have Wi-Fi down there.
At 302 Sports if you want to vote for that one. But that's to be expected. 69-31. That's to be expected.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. See if Friends has what it takes. But Pat, right now, you got your local flavor.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for your favorite segment of the day. We're going to recap couple Delaware athletes in the news. We're going to start with the University of Delaware. They beat Cornell 41-14. Ben, I told you they weren't going to rely on the SAT scores. Delaware comes away with a 41-14 win. Benny, got a little down south love here. Jamie Jarman of Indian River set career highs, 8 catches, 84 yards, and scored his first career touchdown. Quarterback turned receiver. He's had a pretty good day, didn't he?
Yeah, he played quarterback at Indian River High School, spent 3 years in the minors, came back to the University of Delaware, and he actually went quarterback, safety, receiver.
He's been all over
the field.
Junior running back Kenai Kane of Sussex Tech scored 3 short touchdown runs to pace the offense for the Blue Hens. That's an impressive day.
Just imagine if Kenai Kane had stayed home to Woodbridge instead of Sussex Tech. But and by the way, this week it's the University of Southern Delaware Blue Hens with all our Sussex County boys getting in the end zone.
You're exactly right. So senior defensive tackle Bilal Nichols of Hodson recovered a fumble on the first play from scrimmage to set up Delaware's first touchdown, and later intercepted a pass inside Cornell territory to set up yet another score.
That interception was as impressive as it looked as it sounded. It was unreal.
I mean, you can't. The good thing is it's Delaware flavor making plays. That's what I love about it.
Everyone loves when a big guy makes a play. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And then of course linebacker Colby Reeder of Salesianum, of course, had an interception as well. Can't leave him out. Next Saturday, Delaware goes and plays James Madison to open CAA play at home. 3:30 p.m. kickoff. Of course, we got the ticket giveaway, so keep an eye out on Twitter for that. Get you some nice seats for a big-time CAA matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Del State, well, they went down to West Virginia, went down to Morgantown. They gave it their all. Unfortunately, they came up short. 59-16, they lose to West Virginia. Bryson Allen had a team-best 65 yards rushing, highlighted by one big 47-yard run. Defensive back Nigel Bynum of Mount Pleasant had his first career interception, while Brian Kiwan Selby of St. George's had 6 tackles in the matchup against West Virginia. Del State returns to Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference play next Saturday, September 23rd, taking on Norfolk State in the Hornets 2017 opener. Also in that matchup, David Sills for West Virginia, 2 catches, 19 yards. Had to throw him in there, Delaware native. Wesley continues a good start to the year. They shut out the College of New Jersey, 33-0. Freshman defensive end Stephon Woodruff of St. George's collected 4 sacks and forced the fumble in the game. Ben Moore of Lake Forest, 2 rushes, 19 yards and a touchdown to go along with 2 catches for 36 yards. And Ben Moore and Stephon Woodruff were named New Jersey Athletic Conference Rookies of the Week for the roles in Wesley's 33-0 shutout win on Saturday over the College of New Jersey. And one of them was named the Wesley was named Division III Football Team of the Week. So, in the first conference contest of his collegiate career, Moore rushed 2 times for 18 yards and his first career rushing touchdown. He also was a factor in the passing game, finishing the day by averaging 18 yards per reception on a pair of catches. He's currently 19th in NJAC in receptions at 2 per game. So, once again, some more down south love coming there. Woodruff registered 4 tackles and the forced fumble. All 4 of his stops were sacks, resulting in a cumulative loss of, get this one, Benny, 33 total yards for the Lions.
Oh, my Lord.
He currently ranks 2nd in the NJAC in total sacks with now 4.5 total. Wolverines, now 1-1, 1-0 in conference, will be in action Saturday, 1 p.m. when they finish up their season-opening 3-game road trip when they head up to Wayne, New Jersey to face the William Patterson Pioneers. Here we go, some more Delaware collegiate athletes. Delaware Valley University senior linebacker Nicholas DeGatti of Middletown has been selected as the Middle Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in the Aggies' 34-14 victory at Wilkes University on September 15th. DeGatti racked up 21 tackles, 8 of them solo, including 1.5 for losses of 4 yards, and helped hold the Colonels, I always get that wrong, I always want to say Colonials, but it's Colonels, to just 64 yards rushing on the evening. It was the 2nd highest single game total in school history, missing the record by just 1. So DeGatti making his presence known up there. Kings College senior quarterback Zach Whitehead, formerly of St. Mark's, a Spartan bent, has been named the Middle Atlantic Conference Offensive Player of the Week in a MAC office announced Sunday. Whitehead contributed 5 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown in a 44-39 win at Lebanon Valley. He finished the game with 449 total yards and 5 touchdowns. Unreal. Whitehead scored 3 touchdowns with his feet with 76 yards on 22 carries. He was 25 of 37. That's a 68% passing clip from the air and 373 yards with 2 touchdowns. Tyler Maroney of Salesianum finished the day 6 catches, 97 yards in a game. And Tyler Hill of DMA. Actually, that's Trevor Hill. Trevor Hill. I apologize, Trevor. Trevor Hill of DMA also contributed to the win, coming up with a big fumble recovery to help Kings College defeat Lebanon Valley. Whitehead contributed the 5 touchdowns, of course, including the game-winning touchdown in the victory. Delaware athletes in the news. Joey Wendell of the Oakland Athletics grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, went to Avon Grove High School, went 1 for 4 with a grand slam in Sunday's 6-3 win over the Phillies. Unfortunately, we got to announce that, although we're Phillies fans.
I will say this, though. It's always, if there's ever a good time for the Phillies to lose, it's when it's at the hands of someone from
Of a Delaware athlete, exactly right. The 27-year-old's 381-foot shot to right field with the bases jammed in the 6th inning erased the 3-2 deficit the Phils had, ended up being the difference in the contest. Wendell had only seen 5 at-bats in the big league club coming into Sunday's contest, and his timely round tripper was only the 2nd of his brief major league career. He figures to continue logging occasional starts for the balance of the regular season. So best of luck, Joey Wendell, Delaware native for the Oakland Athletics. And that pretty much wraps it up there for the Delaware athletes in the news.
Good job there, Pat. When we come back, we're going to officially wrap up the show. We have your players of the week, top plays, and much more on the way on 302 Sports Weekly.
Wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique image you envision, we create.
From 302
Scott Cameron
Sports.
from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lois, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Volleyball player Emily Jerome, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Pat was 4-0 this year, undefeated. You guys have only lost 1 set all year. What do you think some of the contributing factors to your success is as a team?
I think this year we're a really strong team in each component. I think every player in every position is a solid player. I think we don't have, a lot of the standout players, but I think together we work really well as a unit, and I think each player is so solid that when we're on the court together, nothing fails. In the beginning of the season, like the very beginning, preseason, first day, after tryouts, we all come in as a varsity team and we lay out our goals for the season, and this year we didn't want our goal for right now to be the state championship. Obviously that's something we're working towards, but our goal each time is to complete the next day. So completing every practice, then completing every game that we play. So right now our next goal is Wilmington Charter. We're not going to worry about anything else until we get past them.
Leonard Evans.
I'll tell you what, Towson, they're getting one team player right there, Emily Jerome.
How about that, Ben? Just refuse to gloat about herself all team, all the time. That's the kind of teammate you want.
And that is our player of the week. Her stats against in her most recent game, she had 48 kills, 13 aces, 38 digs, 5 blocks. And that was all in a set of games against Newark Charter and Paul from Virginia. That's impressive.
That's very impressive. And to have that kind of humbleness,
yes.
I believe that's the term I would say. Humbleness.
Humility.
That's humility. There it is. To have that kind of humility, I mean, she's the ultimate deal right there. Emily Jerome, congratulations.
We do want to say thank you very much, Emily Jerome, for the interview. Our male player of the week,
he had a pretty good week, too.
He had a pretty good week, too. Hopefully I'll get his name right. Scott.
Zach Galoff.
Not even off to a good start there. Zach Galoff, from a senior from Cape Henlopen, 10 goals in 3 games, including the hat trick. Anytime you get a hat trick in soccer, that's impressive. That's very impressive. So Cape Henlopen look like they have a good player in Zach Galoff.
Two-sport athlete going to Virginia next year to play baseball.
There you go.
Yes.
Yep. I thought I recognized the name. Pitcher. Yep.
Yeah.
Galoff, yeah.
Well, maybe he'll find his way to the Phillies because they need pitchers. But yes, thank you
That's
very
true.
much for the interview for Emily Jerome and Zach Galoff. They are our players of the week. Before we get though to our top plays of the week, I want to say be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 302 Sports. Like us on Facebook. We have a Snapchat now.
Yes, we do. Sports _302.
And of course, check out the website 302sports.com. Our trivia question will be up on Twitter tomorrow at 302 Sports. You get it right, you get to go to the UD-JMU game, which is happening next Saturday, the 23rd. But right now, we have to get to our top 5 plays of the week, Pat.
Yes, we do. Let's get
This
them
is
rolling.
exciting. I love talking about these.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, last week, fantastic job, and now we're ready to roll with this week's top 5.
As we are trying to get this video up.
Tell you what, guys, technology, ladies and gentlemen, isn't always reliable.
Well, start with our top 5 plays of the week. Number 5, Pat, this one's for you.
Yeah, of course.
From William Penn.
Yes, it does. It does start with that, and it's a fantastic play as you're seeing it on your screen. Not yet seeing it on your screen, but you will very soon. It's a read there by Drew Fry, looking to make a play. It's thrown in to flat, no receiver around, and just a diving effort by the William Penn player. Just a fantastic play, to say the least. All right, here we go. You're seeing it on your screen. Fry is dropping back, looks, ball's in the air, interception. Never mind. There was something. There is an interception, we can promise you that, and it is an unbelievable interception. It started at number 2, and we're already ahead of ourselves. That's what's going on here.
Falling apart towards the end, but we will get it back on track. Anytime you have pick off Drew Fry, that's got to be a tough one.
It was a great, absolutely great interception. I do remember that one. Diving effort.
Great effort.
Yeah. And all-around great play there by
He's not
number 5
going to throw
play.
too many interceptions in this run. And that, of course, is the 5th play as we've talked about it. Like the focus that requires to intercept the ball on a tip is very impressive. Number 4, well, Drew Fry, when he throws an interception, he usually does something well in the game. 47-yard touchdown pass, Pat.
True. Yeah, we saw it earlier in the recap. I mean, the precision of it. It's right on the money. Right on the money. You don't see that from many high school quarterbacks. It was a fantastic play.
I could play for the Jets right now.
He probably could. He probably
Absolutely
could.
right on that.
They got Christian Hackenberg. Some technical difficulties as we're closing out the show, but yeah, trying to run through the Jets. So they got Josh McCown as their starting quarterback. Yeah, Drew Fry. I would take Drew Fry over Josh McCown.
Yeah, give me Drew Fry.
At arm, of course, we started number 5, the interception. Talked about it for a little bit. He's only going to throw so many of those a year, but when it's tipped, we'll talk about the concentration. That's impressive.
It was all-around great play.
Number 4, you're going to see the deep pass in a little bit. And this is just impressive altogether. Usually, when he makes a mistake, he does something pretty well. Fits into a tiny window, hitting the streaking receiver for 6. Impressive through and through right there for Drew Fry. At number 3, this is an impressive.
This is a little bit behind here, Ben. All right, now I believe number 3 is Maddie Matheny, if I'm not mistaken.
This was a big kill for the volleyball team.
Big time play, Maddie Matheny of Wilmington Charter. Of course, I had the pleasure of coaching her brother in basketball, Connor. Shout out to you, but your sister makes the top plays this week. Fantastic kill.
It was a game winner, and also they probably should check the floor for some marks.
There's probably a dent in the floor of Wilmington Charter, without a doubt.
All of her strength into that one. An impressive play nonetheless. Number 2, Kedrick Whitehead.
Oh, this kid's unreal. I mean, you see him bouncing off tackles. We saw it earlier in the game recap.
Yeah.
You saw him. He bounces off tackles, gets to the outside, and just turns on the jets. No one's going to catch him. Kedrick Whitehead, just absolute all-around great back.
6, touchdown for Middletown. 2 broken tackles on that play. Very impressive.
And an impressive 29-0 victory for the Cavaliers.
Number 1, well, you wouldn't have the Matheny play if you don't have this one. This is I love it. I've seen those. You like the Benny Hill music behind this.
You could. You really could.
Balls up in the air, going back and forth. No one really knows what's going on. And then of course.
It's incredible. I mean, you see, they call that a volley, if I'm not mistaken, right, Jason?
Yes, Jason's big guy.
It's fantastic balls going all over the place. Everyone's keeping it in play.
The diving play.
Diving efforts. I mean, all around great play from both teams. That's what you look for when you go to volleyball games. I mean, that's just entertainment at its finest.
You see, after the diving play, Wilmington Charter is just so stunned by it. Archmere gets the score, and that is your top 5
Got
plays.
through that one just for you guys at home. We got through it.
Yeah, we'll sorry for the technical difficulties for that, but we aren't sorry for is our game of the week. Woodbridge Friends, that'll be on Saturday at 2 p.m. You'll see that live here on YouTube and, of course, on our website, 302sports.com. For myself, Benny Pinella, Pat Garianis, Benny Mitchell, and Jason Winchell, thank you all very much for coming to the show. Had a blast. Come out next time. The Hooters in Newark, 136, the Astro Shopping Center. For now, though, that does it for 302 Sports Weekly. We'll see you again next week.